infinite powers, I have a game's worth of potions. I was wondering if it was a scripted death. No, I just got caught on a person and burned. Can I hit that orb? No. Thought he would miss. The new fire spawns whether he's cast it or not. It just seems to happen. Dude, this fight would suck so bad as a melee build. Like, I'm a caster build, which means I've got the highest magic resist possible. And the best way of doing ranged attacks possible. Doing this as melee would suck so bad. Oh, okay, he's doing that thing where he, like, stabs away, teleports back, stabs away, teleports back. Oh, and now there's fire everywhere, and he's got a tornado around him, and he's firing homing missiles, and he's still trying to stab me. Healing herb. Oh, that missed. Boo. Strong health potion. Oh, let's use a focus potion. I have literally not used one of these like the whole game. This is the perfect time. Double seeking missiles. Yay! Jero! He's dead! Eugen, get a grip on yourself. How could this happen? What shall we do without Jero? That was a good battle, the way it should be. You can't save your game now. Mukluk was victorious. We shall now follow Mukluk. But... Mukluk! We mustn't doubt the judgment of the divinities. Muk is entitled to rule Drova. Really? That can't be. Jero, our freedom. What did you do? I ran in circles and I shot him 40 times. I did what I had to do. Mukluk, Malvina trusted you and you followed her. You have proven yourself worthy to rule Drova. So I could attack the remnants. Dude, the remnants are like half of the known population. We don't want to war with them. We want to, like, get everyone to chill. Alright. We stand together in the Red Tower. Together, we shall step forth into Drova's future. You want to reunite the camps? Mukluk, for a united Drova! We do not oppose the will of the divinities. We shall follow you. Mukluk the Moo King. Moo King? The divinities have spoken. You heard him. Kneel before Malvina's heir. Mukluk! The ancient conflict had to end. I pledge my alliance. My blade belongs to you. For Mukluk! Muk, I feel as if the magical power has been flickering ever since the rune circle dissipated. Something is amiss. We should look for the rune vessels. After we loot these bodies. Loot that body! The window. Quick save. Alright, so there's 3 vessels there. I'm guessing that's stag, fox, and bird. I forget which bird. Eagle? Finally, we're there. The rune vessels are right there in front of us. The divinities belong to us. Finally done. We've got it. Look at this. Something's not right. The death fog.
Look, it's the tree of birds. How are you today?
The death fog. The death fog has almost reached Nemeton. The monoliths are no longer active. The rune circle. It used to power the monoliths with magical energy. The connection must have been severed during the fight. Now the fog will swallow us up. Muk, what should we do? We must restore the rune circle. This is insanity. I would need an eternity just to decipher its secrets. Restoring everything, no. We're lost. Can the divinities help us somehow? Mukluk, yes! Muk, yes! It is said that the fog appeared once the 3rd divinity was captured. If the divinities are free, they'll drive off the fog, perhaps. We release the divinities. That is our only chance. We must release the divinities or we shall perish right here and now. Then everyone else in Drova. I've witnessed the divinities' power with my own eyes. If we release them, they will lay waste to all of Drova. I'm certain of that. No, that's a guess. But we would survive. Otherwise, we'd be consumed by the death fog. We must destroy the rune vessels. Let's go! No time to waste. Damn, we should have listened to Olaf. Maybe he and his ruin raiders might have found a solution. We don't have time to wallow in self-pity. We must destroy the rune vessels. Let's go! We've got to do it. Now! We've also got to release the mighty boar. I've got the mighty boar with me. Where's Raven? Muk, you take the mighty boar. The rest of us will spread out, 1 each. Where? Oh, that's right. Raven is in Nemeton. Whoa!
We did it. The divinities
Bunch of achievements.
are free. They rise above the Red Tower. The divinities fly above Drova, and they drive back the deathly fog. But in their wake, they leave destruction, fire, and death. And all the people in Drova are overcome by helplessness. We gave up rune magic. The ashes of our world spread out before us. We cannot defy the divinities. The future appears uncertain. But then the fog disappears on the horizon, and lands we have never seen before emerge. We must learn from our mistakes and try to build a common future with the divinities.
So no one ever tried just being friendly with these things?
We will actually create Drova Elysium.
So the divinities being free leads to this place being a paradise, and they were all trying to make a paradise by locking them up. You idiots! We did it. G freaking G. Roll credits. So, thoughts. I am guessing if you joined the Remnants or joined Nemeton, you end up at that same ending moment. You're just on the opposite side of the room. And so it's just like two ways of getting there. As far as the ending, I don't know if there was another ending besides what I did. Let me tab out for a second. Finish Drova in Explorer mode. Finish Drova in Classic mode. Everything ends. You've experienced the story until its bitter end. You've unleashed the wrath of the divinities and dispersed the death fog. There's a good ending? I mean, that was kind of a good ending. You quick save, try the other end. Hang on. I mean, what was the other choice? It's funny that they're calling it Death Fog now. I'm not sure if they ever called it Death Fog throughout the whole rest of the game, but that's also what the fog is called in Divinity: Original Sin. What kind of damage does Death Fog inflict anyway? It will destroy everything. Us, all life, the monoliths have kept it at bay all this time. That's over now. Everything is over. Say nothing. We must quickly restore the rune circle. That's how we keep the fog at bay. This is insanity, blah blah blah. It must be possible, right? It said that the fog was... I read that the bygones greatly feared divinity's wrath. That's right, but we haven't got any choice. We must release the divinity. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's different words, but it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, is there other memories? Hold on. Drova, Forsaken, Kin, endings. Okay. Quick good ending guide. Let's see. Okay, to get the good ending, you have to do all of the Ruin Raiders quest. Collect 7 bygone... I don't even remember who the Ruin Raiders were. Collect 7 bygone shards, get a dull gem key. Activate all 7 god shrines. You get a map from the Ruin Raiders. Side note, you can't get access to the final shrine until Chapter 4, west of Remnant Camp. The road is blocked and it doesn't clear until later in the story. 7 shrines are glowing equals a glowing gem key. Head to Dravanius' shrine and get his helmet. The helmet lets you talk to divinities, needed for Chapter 5 final confrontation. The other prerequisite for the good ending is to do at least 80% of the side quests and exploration. Why? Because you need proof of doing the 3 virtues. Harmony is solving conflicts diplomatically. Be the hero, help the farm, North or Nemeton. Help the woodcutters. Play tag and hide and seek with kids. Don't backstab people during quests. Courage. Fight all the tough monsters. Explore the map and fight those red X's when you have good gear. Harpies, bears, skull druids, bird raptors, bygone golems. Complete the arena and become champion. I didn't finish the arena. Compassion, self-sacrifice, forgive the wrongdoers. Give the piglet your spark and help them survive. I didn't get that option. When we captured Boar, my spark was taken from me. And then when I talked to Piglet, it said it was sick, but I didn't know how to help it. I already had lost my spark at that point in time. You had to find your spark again. What? Okay. Help the bandits that rob you when you go to the silver mines. Hewer quest. Give items away to people when prompted. Pet all animals you come across. Pet all animals! Assuming you did all this, you'll be able to chat with the divinities during the final ending choices. They will bring up your actions and memories. You have a good new ending dialogue. Hang on. Let me close this because of the sound. Let's see. Drova endings. New paths ending.
We did it. The divinities are free. They rise above the Red Tower. The divinities fly over Drova and drive away the deathly fog. Once more, nature is thriving. All life returns, and a divine warmth suffuses everyone in all of Drova. Now a world lies before us, in which the divinities have been set free. A world in which we need to leave them the room which is owed them. We're looking towards an uncertain future, one without the power of the divinities, without rune magic. But then the fog disappears on the horizon, and lands we have never seen before appear. A new world lies before us, in which we still have to find our place. Drova is here.
They should have messed with the audios of that ending there. You can barely hear the guy talking. You should watch what leads up to the ending since you didn't encounter the part of the game. Like, how much do you mean? Hang on. Oh, wait, this video says 3 endings.
That was the place where you can either heart, fire, wind.
We
What?
did it.
Oh god, this is... Oh, that looks cool. Hang on a sec.
I don't know.
Back up. There's a lot here. Hold on. Alright. One thought keeps growing larger and larger until it consumes you. You're back in the forest primeval on the clearing with the first tree. You sense the anger's origin. The mighty boar stands before you with innumerable dead boars and piglets scattered around him. The creature feels helpless, weak, and full of unfathomable rage as it's drawn into the vessel in your hands. As your senses fade, you detect searing heat between your hands and an endless scream rising from your throat, and then silence. Further back? Dude, this video is 36 minutes long. I'm not watching the whole thing.
Oh, these are all of the divinities.
The spirits of the trapped divinities appear before you. Their power no longer rages. It is slow, cold, and dark, calculating, cornered. You sense that they're not welcoming you as a friend, and you feel alienated. Dravanius's text flashed through your mind. How can I simply prove to them that I deserve their trust? After a short while, you become aware of the great loneliness that's emanating from the divinities and washing over to you. You look around for your friends, but see merely darkness. A memory gently breaks through. A squeak, you hear a mellifluous voice. In the refuge in harmony with the divinities. You remember the values of the refuge. Without you, we, now you're... Okay, this guy's clicking through it way too fast. Forest Springville is dangerous. We gotta stick together. We do everything for our family, for our loved ones. I shall never be afraid again. I'm ready to fight. I believe in you, Karode, and you too. Whatever this guy's name is. You're up, Luton. That was a low blow. You're Guardian of Nemeton. Okay, this guy's clicking way too fast. Okay, I get the idea. So you have a flashback of all this crazy stuff that you did, enemies you defeated, people you helped, stuff like that. And they decide, oh, we trust you. Okay, we'll push back the death fog and we will not kill a bunch of humans on the way out. I understand. I get it. One thing with Divinius is he sent the third crystal to the outside where your character came from. That's what gave power to the outside world and how there were druids there. Pretty sick, really. A lot of really cool lore stuff in the secret rooms and the ruins. Cool. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. So Drova. Drova was a game that someone recommended to me, and I just went and I saw the trailer for it on Steam, and I was like, whoa, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty neat. You know, I saw this and I was like, that looks like a pretty fun RPG. It ended up being way harder than I thought it was going to be. That was fine. I was here for it. But it was not at all what I thought it was going to be by just like looking at the trailer, you know? Don't mean that in a good way or a bad way, just a fact. It was much tougher. It was much more challenging. A lot of my first like 10 hours was struggling to find things I could handle. Like, I would, like, go to an area, nope, too high level. Go to an area, get one shot. Not supposed to be there. Go to another area, okay, I can't find anything here, but I could talk to people and do talkie quests. And then we did talkie quests for a long time and stuff like that. After, like, halfway through the game, I got a whole lot better at, just the combat system, and I was able to go to, much more areas and stuff like that. It's a shame that, like, you see other NPCs using runes, and you yourself don't get a rune until like 80% of the way through the game. That was kind of disappointing, is you basically were just using like, melee weapon and like sling or bow. And that was it for like 80% of the game, and then you finally get like some runes like, way near the end of it. But it was still pretty cool. It was fun. It was very hardcore. It was quite challenging, stuff like that. He found Bacon Missile and Lightning by sheer chance, otherwise he went Magic Missile all the way. Yeah, but again, we got Magic Missile near the end, right? Like, out of 28 hours, I think we got Magic Missile like 24 hours or something like that. Like, it was really close to the end when we finally got that. Trying to think, what else? So some of the systems could certainly have been better. Like, the one time I respect, I couldn't just put points back into things I had trained before. I had to go around the world and revisit all the trainers and train those things again. So it's like, I was like, oh, I want to take my points out of swords and move them into spears, but I want to keep shields. I still had to go around the world to the shield trainers again after the respec. So that was a one-time thing, but it was, quite annoying and stuff like that. And some of the quests were quite vague. They really wanted you to explore and figure things out. Like, for example, the dying pig. I couldn't figure out how to save him. And then that guide said you had to give it your spark. And I was like, I lost my spark. And I was like, it was destroyed when the boar died, because the boar was fueling the spark. And then someone in chat was like, oh, you can go find it. And I didn't know it was lost. I thought it was destroyed. I thought it was deleted. So it never crossed my mind that it was like out there somewhere and I could go get it and use it to heal the pig. So that was, there was quite a few quests like that. They were very difficult to figure out. I got most of them. Like, I remember there was one guy that at the woodcutter camp, they're like, hey, can you go find my bro in the remnants camp? And I went there and I went all over the place. We probably spent over an hour trying to find him, and we could not find him. We found a lead that said he had gone to the silver mine, and we went all over the silver mine, and we could not find this guy. So I spent like over an hour trying to find just this one dude, and I could not ever find him. But, that is something that happens with old games that don't have like a blinky arrow telling you where to go. Sometimes you just cannot find what you're looking for unless you look it up online, which I refused to do. So I was able to do that. Oh, I remember something that really bugged me. When the end of an act would happen, most of the quests from the previous act would just be deleted. Like, and they were no longer available to you. And there was not a warning, except for when you go from Act 4 to Act 5. The other acts did not have a warning that you were about to go into a new act and it was about to clear your quest log. And it would be nice if that was changed. Just have the same warning on the others if you're going to do that. Or just don't do it. There was no reason to clear the quest log after, like, Act 1. Like, all of the characters that were there that gave you quests in Act 1 were still alive in Act 2. You didn't need to delete all those quests, stuff like that. That said, again, it was a pretty cool game. Loved the graphics. The gameplay was fine. I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was very challenging, but it was fine. And it was very immersive. It was very immersive in a way that I haven't played, games in a long time. Just like, again, not having a blinky quest tracker telling you where to go and having to really look through your log and like talk to people and figure out where this guy was last seen and, follow tracks on the ground and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It was very immersive, and they were very intentional with where they put breadcrumbs. Like, I was extremely satisfied with when I figured out the puzzles in those last couple of ruins, like the blinky, the very faint lights above the door being the harmony you had to play on the lyra to get the door to open, like stuff like that. Like, it made my brain make the happy chemicals when I successfully did that stuff and figured it out. Not sure if I have anything else to say about it, but that was Drova. Pretty cool game, just under 30 hours, and I did many, but not all of the side quests. And it's $25. So I would say we about got our money's worth out of it. But yeah, way more challenging than I thought. Like, two bandits was like fighting a raid boss in the early game. That was like nearly impossible. It was insane. I think that's it. Don't think I have anything else to say about it. Those are the things I thought were good about it and negative about it, and hopefully you enjoyed watching it. On to the next one.